We'll move on in our show here, Coach, and bring in our next guest, joining us from not just the ACAC champion Adams Central Flying Jets, but the 4 straight time ACAC champions, the sophomore quarterback, Jamison Roach from Adams Central. Jamison, thanks so much for joining us here tonight on Upon Further Review.
Yeah, thanks. I'm really excited. Thanks for having me out tonight.
No problem. Well, let's start right there. 4-time ACAC champs as a team. I mean, you're a sophomore, so this is your second one in a row. First year as the varsity QB. I mean, talk about just continuing. Is it business as usual for AC? I mean, what has been about this year that you guys are able to kind of keep things going?
Well, I think the biggest thing is the past 3 years before me, we had that really big senior group with Ryan Tester, Keegan Bloom, and Jack Hamilton. They were a big part of our success, and losing them and having to figure out how we're going to lead our own team without them and how we're going to keep winning. You know, Garrett was a struggle first game, and we moved on since then. We've developed really well as a team and just came a long way, I think. And that's a big part to our winning this year.
Yeah. You guys throttle Bluffton, and throttle, I mean, that's a common word for this team all year long. The development of just the overall, I mean, you guys are a 2A school. You've been to state a couple times in the last couple of years, 4-time ACAC champs. Your wrestling team is good. I mean, these guys are wrestlers. I mean, the athletics, the boys athletics, and really the football team, year after year, that developmental process, you guys start when you're young. What is that like at Adams Central, that by the time you get to your sophomore year at high school, you're thrown in there as the quarterback, and it's like you're a senior and you're picking up, and it's like just like everybody else that's already been there?
Yeah, I think a big part is we've had, like, our youth programs are super strong. We have a flag football program right now. Our DFL, our middle school, they're all really good. They're all really strong, and just like all the wrestling whenever we're little, like all the Friday night stuff, wrestling, all the little Friday night duels, just preparing us for high school and just making sure we're ready to go and just ready to be thrown in there and just play to the best of our abilities.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jamison, go ahead. Sophomore quarterback Jamison Roach joining us here from Adams Central. Another championship for the Jets. I guess we can go out and say that because that's what you guys do there. We ought to just rename the conference. I think our sidekick Brett Rump is correct. We just need to name it the Adams Central Conference, Athletic Conference. How about that? You want to do that, Jason? Let's put a target on your back for.
They've already done that down there in Monroe.
Well, you talked about that first game at Garrett, and I think a lot of people just assumed that was a bad loss in some form or fashion. But now we can say Garrett was a pretty good, darn good football team that you played week 1. It was no slouch. It was no, team that you just went up to because they were the only ones that would play you. But you guys played a team that's darn good. What was your thoughts of that game up at Garrett? Number one. Number two, what was the message your coach gave you guys afterwards? Because you guys haven't lost, especially an opener, in probably a decade, it seems like, because you guys have won all your regular season games. So, one, talk about that game in particular, what your thoughts on of it, and what was coach's message to you guys afterwards?
I think going into that game, we had a good game plan, but we just couldn't all put it together as a team. It was a struggle. We struggled a little bit that night, and just trying to play as one. First summer as me being a quarterback, just trying to play as one big team and one fluent team that kind of struggled a little bit. We were off and on throughout the entire night, and that just didn't help. And number two, what a big thing Coach Mosier said to us was that Monday in film, we started off with a speech that coming East Side, that either it's going to be a step up or a step back from where we are right now. And if we want to be a great team, not just a good team, we have to take a step forward and not a step back.
Now, talk about the offense a little bit here. And let's face it, you're not going there to be the quarterback at Adams Central and sling it all around the field like most quarterbacks would love to do. And I'm sure you're one of them. And if you think talk about what you guys do offensively, because it is a very difficult offense to perfect. And is it something that you guys talk about, your youth programs and things like that? Is this type of offense something you guys do from the time you're in a football uniform there in Adam Central's district?
Yeah, all the way through, we run the same exact offense. Like my little brother, he's on the DFL team, and he's running the wing tee. He's a 4-back right now. He's running it too. So we've been running the offense throughout for forever. But yeah.
Well, that's the thing that I think people don't understand, because your success, people say, well, they lost all these guys. And so what was a simplistic, just kind of a reload, everybody just assumed this was a rebuild because of the number of athletes you guys lost. And the reality of it is there's nothing to rebuild other than to reload, because you guys have been doing the same stuff for a number of years. And that's why you guys are so good at what you do as an offense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think a big part also of our offense is we have so many different weapons. With me as a quarterback, I can throw and run. Then we have Aaron, who's really good. And we have Maz, our fullback. We just have so many different weapons, and it's just hard to stop all of us. Like, all our stats are spread throughout our entire offense. And our offensive line come a long way since the first game. They're blocking amazing. They've played amazing. And then Braylon Reaver as a receiver, he's nice to be able to throw to. And then Max, they're tied in. It's just, we have so many different weapons. It's hard to stop all of them. That's what makes us a really good team too, I feel like.
Absolutely. And I know that Coach Mosier considers the toss lead play that you guys run quite a bit as probably a pass, doesn't he?
Yeah.
That helps your average a little bit, doesn't it? There you go. Well, Jamison, it was a pleasure to talk to you tonight. Like I said, Adam Central continue to roll another ACAC championship. You guys close out the regular season this week, and then it's on to sectional play where you drew Bluffton again. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be an intriguing round of sectionals in Monroe. So it's in Bluffton. I'm sorry. Yeah, you guys played in Bluffton last week in the regular season. Or I'm sorry. Let me rephrase it all. You got Bluffton at Adam Central last Friday, and then the sectional game will be Adam Central at Bluffton. Mm-hmm. So
that doesn't
down the
right.
hatches on that one yet again. And you know it. From here on out, everybody you play is going to be a tough game. You guys are state runner-up. I mean, we don't want to forget to mention that. What is that? 3 years in a row now?
Yeah, 3 years state runner-up.
Indy Lutheran. You moved up, and so did Indy Lutheran. Yeah. I don't need to remind you of that, but also too, you guys are a really solid team, and we're glad to have you on tonight to talk Adam Central, and it's good to include you guys too. So best of luck to the Flying Jets the rest of the way, and we certainly will be watching. And the coolest thing about you guys, I think I've said it before, you take on all comers and say bring it, and until somebody knocks you off, you guys are king of the hill. So congrats. And you guys have worked to get there, and it's really impressive what you and Coach Mosier and the whole staff and team have been able to do. So thanks for joining us tonight, Jamison.
Thank you. It was fun.
All right, Jamison, tell Coach Mosier to give you a little love and let you put the ball in the air a little bit, right?
All right, I will. I'll do that.
All right. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Yep, that was Jamison Roach, the quarterback for Adam Central, sophomore